morning. How you doing? I am good. Listen, I just had a couple of quick words. Really quick. So, yesterday in my quiet time, I was studying Matthew 11, and it talks about the yoke. And a couple of you I asked on Facebook, what do you think that scripture means to you? And all the answers were good and right and whatever. But let me just tell you the what I learned about it. Okay, the scripture is Matthew 11:28. And it says, "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light." Okay, let's. I know every sermon I sit through, I don't understand everything correctly. It's not that things aren't communicated correctly, but sometimes I just don't get it, or I don't understand, or I misinterpret what they're saying. So all my life, I have heard of taking God's yoke and all of that, and the way I have interpreted, I don't know if it's been portrayed this way or not, but the way I've interpreted it is that we just take all our burdens and we just throw them away and we hook up with Jesus. And that everything is fine and dandy because we throw all our burdens and we're just free. He will give you rest and rest for your soul and all that. Well, I started thinking about this, and it says, it says, "Take my yoke upon you and learn from me." Okay, so what I'm finding out, what I have discovered just recently, is that we still have responsibility. When we go to Him because we're weary and burdened, we still have a responsibility to get yoked up with Him. I went on Wikipedia and looked up yoke and the different pictures of it and all that kind of stuff. And pretty much, other than this one particular kind of yoke, it's, that thing that looks like a camel's back, and it's where two oxen would go in it. Let me get in the camera. Would go in it, and they would walk along and do whatever they're supposed to do. And that is obviously the correct picture, but it's not what I've gotten all my life. All my life, I've been kind of like, you throw your burdens and you're just free because Jesus does everything. But this scripture right here says we still have a responsibility. We still have a responsibility to get in Jesus's yoke and to walk side by side Him. Or not like that, but together. We're walking together because our ear is very close to Him. We're ear to ear, so I can hear what He's doing. I can hear Him instruct me on these burdens, and I have taken on the yoke with Him, and we're going through it together. It's not so much that I just throw everything away and that life is easy now. No, I still have a responsibility to walk forward in that problem, but Jesus is right there by my side. And it says, "For my yoke is easy and my burden is light." And to me, that means when you are walking side by side with Jesus and you are yoked up to Him, the burden is light because He shows us the most correct path. And He is there with us to carry and help us through. So, excuse me. It's not so, this scripture is not so much, now y'all probably all knew this, but it was just me that misinterpreted. It's not that we're just throwing all of our problems away and that we're free and no longer do we have any burdens on us. No, we are to hook up with Jesus and walk through it together and allow Him to carry the load, but we're right there with him, and we have a responsibility to stay with him and to walk with him. All right, that's it for today. I'm going to my old school, Brownsville, the mentally, physically handicapped school, to see them, and they're having some kind of fun day, so I'm going to go have fun with them. And then I get to go to the 4th and 5th grade school and speak to the whole student body on some cool stuff. So I'm really, really excited, and I guess that's it. All right, we'll talk to you later. Bye.